You know, friends, the franchise business is becoming really big business in this country today. As a matter of fact, our guest today predicts that about 80 to 90% of all businesses in this country will go to a franchise-type operation. We want you to hear what he has to say in just a minute, but I do want to add this before we go on any more. He's also been in business with Jayne Mansfield. So more after this. Friends, Howard D. Wolfe, developer of the concept of the barn dinner theater, and there are 16 of these throughout the country today, is here as our guest today. And Howard, are you in how many different states now?
Well, we're in about a dozen states. We're throughout the South. We're in Virginia, North Carolina, Georgia, Florida, Tennessee, Kentucky, Alabama, Mississippi, Louisiana, and in the western states too.
Now, this restaurant theater concept idea, of course, is not brand new. So can you tell us how you got into this thing and how it blossomed forth?
Well, Jayne Mansfield and I were in the business of marketing products nationally, and I bought this old tomato cannery down in Toanna, Virginia, and persuaded a group to go in there and put a dinner theater in, which is the Wedgwood Dinner Theater. And I guess that was the first start of the chain.
That's amazing. I didn't realize your connection with that. Tell me, what is unique about your restaurant theater type operation? I think so many people know the barn dinner theater, of course. They know that the actors help serve the food, and it has the atmosphere of a barn, and there is the magic stage. Can you tell us what you think is the most unique aspect of your operation?
I think the most unique aspect is that you can go and on special nights like Sunday night, and for $4, you can have a complete meal of gourmet food, 30-some items to select from, and see a Broadway play with a cast from New York, straight from New York. Mm-hmm. That's the number one item. The next thing is you have marvelous atmosphere of the old barn and rustic decor. You have good music. And you're greeted with a friendly hand, and you're waited on by your performers. Mm-hmm. That's some of the most outstanding aspects, I think.
Well, tell everybody, Howard, though, what you told me before we went on the air here, and that is how originally you got the concept was because of the price of theater tickets and dinners in New York.
Well, if you buy a black market ticket today in New York to see Hello Dolly, it's $50. If you can find it, and then you have to go out to dinner, and the dinner will run at least $6, $8, $10 per person, and a bar bill, and combining all of this together in one concept, why, you come out much better. And I was very disturbed because I had to do a lot of entertaining in New York for buyers and so forth, and it's simply price. Mm-hmm. I was in New York last week, and the hotel room was $42 for one night.
Well, I know what you mean. Now tell me about what you said earlier, too, or tell our friends, that is, about the number of actors you employ or will employ in your various barn dinner theaters throughout the country.
Well, Theater Productions is our company that produces all the shows for the barn dinner theaters nationally. And we employ more actors than anyone in the world. We employ more than MGM or ABC or NBC, and we give them longer contracts and continual work. For example, if the movie industry hires a group of actors to do a movie while they shoot the movie, and after that they're all out of work. We don't do that. We can put a show together in New York and send it out for 18 months, and it won't come back.
Now tell everybody also, if you will, about your goal for these barn dinner theaters. Some of them are franchised, some you own yourself. How many do you expect to have in the near future? You have 16 now, right?
Well, we have 16 now. We're opening next week Albuquerque, New Mexico. We now have under construction Phoenix, Arizona, Denver, St. Louis, Oklahoma City, Evansville, Indiana, and Boston, Massachusetts. So we'll be expanding in the next 4 to 5 years. Well, anyway, we think next summer we'll show to well over 1 million people, and that's larger than Broadway. So we're shooting for 100 barns.
100 barns. Well, that's really fantastic. Tell me, Howard, in closing, I see our time is just about up now, what sort of people do you look for as franchisees? In other words, what does it take to own a barn dinner theater or get the franchise?
Well, first of all, we look for public relations. Our barn people have to work with the civic groups, with the press, with radio, television, and newspaper. We have to have someone that can work with the civic groups and the blood mobile and everything else. We do a fabulous job in this. In fact, we brought 40,000 people to Roanoke from 50 or 100 miles away one year, and they come to Roanoke to shop, to see the theater, and that's the way it works.
And I see our time is up now, but I would like to ask you this. Can we talk to you about your home sometime, which I think that you had some hand in designing, and which also reflects somewhat your business?
Certainly, I'd be happy to.
And friends, that was Howard Wolfe, developer of the barn dinner theaters throughout the